43. You want to go for a walk? Jeremy says to Rachel. It's late in the afternoon. They have just said goodbye to Phil and MB, and Manny and Shirley are driving them to the airport. Let me get my jacket, Rachel says. It will be the first time she and Jeremy are alone together. It's a fair, lovely day. The air smells of apples. They walk around the neighborhood, so Jeremy can make out the places that he used to hang out when he was in high school. My favorite corner, he says, at the foot of Woodson Hill. And then, as they pass the QVR drugstore, do you realize this used to be a scummy little supermarket where everybody got their sodas and chocolate chip cookies? They circle around the high school, walk across the playing field, and end by going across the street and up the hill and toward Maplewood Cemetery. It's where we used to go to smoke. Whatever. The bad old days. You don't smoke, do you? She shakes her head. Good. Don't. The hills and houses have a rosy, bricky color. The cemetery is quiet. They walk along the paths, then turn up a wooded hill. Jeremy, should I stop writing to you? Why? Rachel shrugs. You hardly ever answer. Maybe my letters are a nuisance to you. You don't mean that. No, I do. Sometimes I feel, what am I doing? Am I just writing into the void? Does he even read them? Yes, he does. And, he doesn't write letters anyway. To anyone. Okay, but how many people flood him with 10-page letters? He links his arm with hers. I have to admit, not many. Listen, I like your letters. I like them a lot. I look forward to them. I hope you're not just saying that to make me feel good. Oh, Rachel. Are you fishing? If I am, I'm not catching much. Jeremy squeezes her arm in a little closer to him. So what do you think? What are you going to do with your life now? Ma says you've been really wrapped up in Grandpa. I think she's kind of worried about you, kid. She's a worrier, Rachel says, as if she herself isn't. She worries a lot about you, too. Yeah, I suppose. Rachel sits down on a stone. It's warm from the sun, although the air is cool. Jeremy lies down on the ground and closes his eyes. He's got a stalk of dried grass in the corner of his mouth. I guess I'm not sure about the old man. He opens one eye and looks at Rachel. You mean Grandpa? Uh-huh. Not sure how. Oh, how I feel about him. You know, the real stuff. I said some stuff at home to make Ma feel better, but I didn't want her to think I was holding a grudge. He laughs briefly, but I guess I am. It's ridiculous. He's in his grave, and I'm still stewing over what he said to me like 2 years ago. You've lost your chance for a decent life. How do you like that dropped on you? He puts his arms over his eyes. I should have settled down. I should have settled it with him there, way before he died. Should have come up here and visited him and told him what I thought, got it off my chest. That's what my girlfriend wanted me to do. And I didn't. And now I'm like Uncle Leonard. Time has run out for me and Grandpa. Rachel's tired, a little dazed. There's been so many tears, so much talking, and so many emotions. She draws up her knees. Her head goes down. She closes her eyes. So what do you think? Jeremy asks. I guess I think mostly that it's sad. She wants to say something else, something comforting. She wants to make Jeremy feel better, but sitting there chewing on a piece of grass herself, on a piece of grass herself, now watching this brother of hers who she mysteriously cares for so much, watching him roll over onto his stomach and poke around in the dirt. For an anthill, she realizes there's nothing she could say. The war between Izzy and Jeremy, and in fact all the feelings Izzy aroused in his family members, feelings that billowed over them like a windmill, a wind-filled canopy while he lived, now can't simply be knocked down or rolled up or packed away and forgotten because he's dead. There were so many years when I didn't know Grandpa at all, she says. I guess I didn't like him much. Or maybe I was a little scared of him. It was the same with all of us. It wasn't just you. Could be a pretty hard guy. Well, I know. That's what you said this morning. Anyway, I'm glad that I finally... She begins, and then she can't say it. Can't say she's glad she finally got to know him. The sky is clear and cloudless. The trees are blazing purely with autumn colors. But she's all at once in a storm. Hard rain again, this time with thunder and lightning. This time not grief but anger. Anger at Izzy. Hard strikes of anger, splitting the blue sky she's created this for. She's created of their feelings for each other. Anger for all these years that he let slip by, when they could have been knowing each other, when she could have been loving him so much. What's the matter? Jeremy says, leaning up on his elbows. She's breathing fast. I don't know. I just got so mad at Grandpa. I don't know. She jumps up, walks around, sits down on the stone again, pounds her fists on her knees. I'm angry. I'm mad. I'm so furious at him. God, I'm so mad. She's screaming. Her eyes fill. And I shouldn't be crying. I'm not going to cry. Why should I cry? I'm mad at him. That's selfish, selfish, selfish. Jeremy scrubs his hand across her knee. Then he's getting up and sitting down on the stone next to her again, and he puts his arms around her shoulders and his cheek against her cheek. Don't do this to yourself, Rachie. Take it easy. I'm sorry. I think I got you going. I shouldn't have said all that about Izzy. No, you can say whatever you want. I'm not a kid. You're not influencing me. Her nose is stuffed up. I'm mad on my own, Jeremy. Don't think and take so much credit. She starts pounding his knee. She's barely aware of what she's doing. I'm mad because of all the time Grandpa didn't do anything. Didn't do anything toward me. Didn't care about me. If he cared about me, he would have done something. You know he would have. It's such a waste. Such a goddamn waste. Because once I got to know him, I really loved him. It's bad losing somebody you love. I know it is. And whatever it's worth, it happened to me too. A friend of mine. Somebody I was in the army with. Is that why you've had so much trouble in your life? She feels bad enough right now. Thinking about Izzy's dying is going to do the same thing to her, too. Ruin her life. No, stupid. It was the war that messed me up. Losing my friend was bad. But that was just part of it. You know, if someone dies and you're just a normal, ordinary life living person, it's natural. People get old and die. Hang on to that thought. I don't mean you don't feel horrible and sad, like it's a natural part of things. But war sometimes is something else. War is... He stops. I don't want to get going on that. Rachel bends over. I'm sorry for you, Jeremy, but I'm sorrier for myself right now. I really loved him, Jeremy. And then she's crying again. Really crying harder than she has since Izzy died. Jeremy sits with her, his arm around her while she cries. When she's done, he says, you have a choice, buddy. You can wipe your face on this crummy-looking tissue, or you can wipe it on my shirt. Shirt, she says, and rubs her face against his arm. When they get up to walk home, she feels cleansed, light. Maybe like a ray of light, something shining and clear. I feel better, she says. Jeremy nods. Don't be surprised, though, if it happens again. It's like a seesaw, you know? You'll be okay for a while, maybe even for a long time, standing right there in the middle, and then all of a sudden, whoosh, just when you don't expect it, you go sliding, and you'll hit hard. I'll let you know, she says. Yeah, you can write me about it. Maybe. What do you mean, maybe? What I said. Their arms are linked. She feels terribly close to him, and she doesn't know why she's talking this way, as if she might not write him again. But then she thinks, no, maybe I won't. Why should I do it? It's so unequal. Jeremy, as long as I'm writing to you, and you're not giving anything back. Record keeping? He asks, balancing the books. She lifts her shoulders. I don't know, maybe. Rachel, your letters, they're important to me. I know I'm flippant a lot, but I don't just read your letters and toss them away. She wants for him to say that he'll write her too. Now and then. At least do better than a postcard every 3 years, but he doesn't say it, and they go inside.